This is Pete for the RoboZone podcast. With me, I have Don Bossi.
Yeah.
For anyone, Don, who doesn't know who you are, everyone knows who you are. But some people that are going to watch
we're still the
us,
best kept secret.
yeah. So tell everyone who you are.
So good afternoon, good morning. I'm Don Bossi, president of F.I.R.S.T. Excited to be here at the Michigan
president.
State Championship.
I have the president right here with me.
Yeah, right here.
The best president in the United States right now.
Oh, all right. I'll take that as a compliment.
That is a compliment.
Some might say that's a low bar.
No. Oh, you got my joke. That was a good one. So we're here. We're in day 3 of the Michigan State Championship. How have you enjoyed it so far?
Yeah, it's great. The kids have lots of energy, lots of enthusiasm, and some really impressive machines.
Yep, and you had some outstanding claps for you this morning, welcoming you.
Yeah.
I don't think people expected you, because we watched the video at the district events, and we see you and your brethren wish us good luck, and then for you to show up, and everyone goes, what? And then I've seen you do a lot of handwriting today.
So we try to get out, and Dean and Woody and I try to get to as many events as we can, and I think I probably make it to about 15, 16 this season.
Nice.
And so I think I even surprised Gail in the FIM leadership, because they thought it was coming tomorrow.
Oh, see, Gail gets that. That is karma coming back to get Gail, because I set up a podcast for Gail at a local event, and it was supposed to be on a Friday, and she showed up Thursday night. Luckily, I was there.
Yeah, you were
she
ready
goes,
to go.
we got to do it now. What, Gail? And we did it with a not just a cell phone like a mic.
Right.
It wasn't the best audio in the world, but we got it. So, Gail, karma. We got you. But I love that interview, and at some point in the future, I'd like to get you on the podcast.
Yeah,
and
sure.
We'll talk a little
Of
bit
course.
more when you have more time.
I'd be happy to do it.
So, you said this morning that you love the shooting. You said it's a crowd pleaser, right? It's really hard to do.
Yeah.
Both of my bots, 494 and 70, can shoot. We don't shoot really fast. We're more on the accurate side, right? Because if you throw a ball in the air and it doesn't get in the right place, what's the use of doing it, right? So, we're documenting this. This will be history as soon as I publish it, right? So, do you think a group, an alliance with a shooter, or maybe 2 shooters, is going to win this thing?
Well, so what I've observed is, as the season's gone on, robots teams have gotten really good with the gears, and everybody's been an amazing climber. The climbing has gone amazingly well.
Yes.
It's incredibly visually exciting.
I think we learned last year that you really need to do that in the end game, right? Because last year there was a lot, not as many bots as this year that could climb, right? And you really you could lose something very fast in that game style if you didn't climb.
If you don't have that.
Yeah.
So, and of course, it looks pretty exciting to see those blue and red lights come on in the field as they climb.
Everyone cheers when those lights come on. Or if they accidentally fall and the light goes off, everyone,
And I have seen a few robots fall off this season.
Those
not so much lately, but
I feel bad for them as a mentor, but at the same time, you got to have it, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of and then you see them come back, and that's ingenuity to fix something and get back out there, right?
The other thing I love is several people have gotten into putting pictures and other inspiring messages on the bottom of their robots that become more visible when they're climbing. So that's been a lot of fun.
That one team from last year, I remember them very vividly. That they would scale and then they would shoot a ball in after the scale.
Cool, yeah.
So it's kind of a slam dunk in your face.
Like that. So, but anyway, so the shooting and the climbing are my 2 favorite parts. The gears are awesome, and it's neat to see the propellers start to go and airship get ready to go. But I do love the shooting, especially in the high goal. So I heard the engine nerds are in the 3rd match after lunch here today. So I'm going to be down on the DTE fields checking out the engine nerds. I saw their video and it looked pretty awesome.
Yep. Well, my daughter actually was on the Engine Nerds, and now she's on the Martians.
Oh, very nice.
So I live in Grand Blanc. I cheer them on secretively because I don't want my kids. I hope they don't watch this. I don't want them to get angry at me because as much as I love Goodrich and I mentor for Goodrich, Grand Blanc, the place you live, you want them to do it because they're carrying the team name right. That's why we all do this, right?
Yep.
So. Scaling is a big part of this week. It has been a big part of this year. The game style. I personally love the game style because I think it allows teams that may not have 20 years in the F.I.R.S.T. to be able to be competitive. And that shows right now. We're halfway through. I'm on the Dow field. I call it the roughest division because there's a lot of big names in that division, right? And right now, in the top 5, you have 2 rookie teams sitting right there.
Wow, that's impressive.
So that's impressive, and that's because I love the gear running myself, because you can build a bot to deliver a gear, and
get significant points. And
yeah,
do a good
yeah,
job.
and maybe those guys will qualify for Worlds.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
To see something.
yeah, no. I mean, I love. I mean, as much as I love a lot of the low number teams because they've been around so long and they really get the culture and ethos of F.I.R.S.T. I love it when I see high number teams getting picked for alliances or being alliance captains. And we really do try hard to make sure this is a game that, anyone from the youngest rookie to the oldest veteran, there's something they can do and also something that challenges them no matter what level they're at.
We have a team on Dow that was at Kettering Week, and they're going to correct me if I get it wrong.
Early on.
Week 2.
Yeah,
Kettering Week 2. They were the 8th seeded alliance, captained it, picked 2 teams, one against the 1st alliance, which my team was on the 1st alliance, one against the 3rd alliance, and one out against the 4th alliance, and went out there with a blue banner as a rookie team.
Wow.
As a captain of that alliance. That is awesome.
That's really impressive.
First year guys, amazing. Downriver guys, they're the Woolbots from Flat Rock. So
Shout out to them.
Yeah. So if there's anything that people are watching this and they're going to watch this even after the championships is done, and we're all going to Worlds in a couple of weeks. Well, we hope everyone goes to Worlds, right? What do you think that you could put out there for someone that's watching this between this year and next year? Maybe they want to start a team, right? I'm starting a team. I'm leaving the Martian nation. I'm going off and moving, so I'm going to start a team where I'm going. So I want to capture that type of information because we can never have too many first teams. Can we?
No. And in fact, I always say, if you look at the data, the kind of impact F.I.R.S.T has on kids' lives, and whether it's a kid who is already interested in science and technology, and it gives them a place where they belong, and they feel like they can, learn and grow, or whether it's a kid that doesn't come from any background that encourages that or thinks they could never be interested in that. When you look at the type of impact these programs have, you have to ask yourself, well, what kid doesn't deserve access to this?
Right.
And oftentimes it's the kids who are least likely to have access that gain the most from the program. So our passion is to figure out how do we make this accessible and available to every kid everywhere. So we love it when people move and start new teams wherever they go. So move early, move often, I guess. But seriously, and that's why getting rookies involved, exposing them to this, making sure they have a fantastic experience, and it really is eye-opening. I met a team in Louisiana at an event, and they're coached by an amazing Dow mentor, and it was the Dow mentor's first year with F.I.R.S.T. And he said, I can't believe when you come to these events how much I learned by just interacting with these other teams. He goes, I thought the learning and the struggle was all like when we were building it in the lab. He goes, but now I'm here, and he's like, I'm learning as much as I could have imagined, from all these other teams that are here helping us. So, and that's the magic of F.I.R.S.T.
That is the magic. Gracious professionalism, and I'm a prior military guy, so it's like having your fellow veterans behind you. They will help you. Just ask for it. You have to know to ask. But once you ask, you got to be careful because sometimes if you ask, you're going to learn so much information that you can't keep it in your head as quickly as you can. One last thing I'll let you. I talked to my daughter who's on the drive team for 70, and I tell her every day that she gets to do this how lucky she is. Because I'm a little bit older. Thank you for the gracious comments.
I can't believe that.
Yeah. But I was the kid that went, and I joke about this, I was the kid that went to Radio Shack.
Okay.
When Radio Shack was still
in business.
The big Radio Shack, right? And I was going there, getting the parts and assembling stuff that we could do this now.
Yep.
So to have that for what you do, for what Gail does, especially in Michigan, and everyone that's on your staffs, I thank you so much for doing it.
Well, thank you. I always tell people, there's no way we could do this without you. We come up with an idea and give you some clay, and you model that into really amazing young people. So,
and there's no wrong way.
No.
When you build a bot, it could do one thing, it could do 3 things, but at least you can build one.
Yep.
Right?
And the kids have an incredible sense of accomplishment.
They do. It's amazing. So I thank you. Thank you for giving me your time, especially today. And I'll post this as soon as possible.
Cool. Well, thank you all for listening.
Thank you, guys. Keep watching. We're going to post more videos this weekend. Bye. By alum, no, I'm so old that there was no first.
You don't look that old.
I know. Thank you for being nice.
You're lucky.
I got that in video. Don Bossi said I look younger than I am.
I was going to say, I was going to ask if you're still a student. So.
Oh, I'm going to show that to so many people. So.